Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. Hey, I wanted to hop on here and do a quick video. Um, last Thursday night, um, the Ninth District Court of Appeals in California um, stayed Judge Charles Breer's he's a U.S. District Court judge. They stayed his ruling on returning the National Guard troops under to Gavin Newsom's control. So the Ninth Circuit put a stay on that and said, okay, well, for now they're going to remain under Trump's control, and then they're going to start deliberating or talking about it via a Zoom meeting of all things on Tuesday, which is when this video will come out. So I had done a whole video on it, and it was all set and ready to come out, and then the Ninth Circuit came in and short-circuited my reading, the bastards. So I pulled that reading down. I did something else, and it came out over the weekend. But now I want to come back and revisit this, because obviously the reading I did, the energy changed within hours of me doing the reading. It was kind of like the reading that Dave and I did that came out today on I got a cat that wants to come in. Hold on a second. Yeah, Kitten wanted to make her guest appearance. There was a reading that David had done on Trump tacoing out on the deportations, and then he kind of changed the energy within hours after we did our reading. He came back and he wants to go after deportations, but only in blue cities, right? So I don't want to punish the red cities, only the blue cities. And I think that I want to punish blue cities and cities that have orange cats that leap onto tables. Yeah, so he doesn't want to hurt his friends. He wants to make sure he punishes the blue cities. And I think that's partly in a response to a slight temper tantrum because his little parade was completely outshone by No Kings protests around the United States. So Charles Breer, U.S. District Court, he said, hey, you know what? National Guard, they need to report to Governor Newsome. Ninth Circuit put a stay on it. What Charles Breer was saying was that, these protests in L.A. fall far, far short of the criteria or the definition of a rebellion. There's no evidence that any of the violent protesters were trying to overthrow the government as a whole. He's very troubled. He said the court is very troubled that a protest against the federal government can justify a finding of rebellion. And he just basically said, these National Guardsmen, they're better off preparing for forest fires in the summer and going after drug smugglers. So Ninth District is going to hear the appeal. It's there. Apparently, there's 3 judges on it. 2 of them were appointed by Trump, but the Ninth District has been historically very liberal leaning. So let's just, for entertainment purposes only, let's take a look at the energy around it and then see what the Ninth District, what they're thinking about it. So the current energy around Charles Breer's ruling saying that the National Guard should be reporting to Gavin Newsom. Okay, so foundation of the reading, we got the 4 of Cups. This may be Judge Breer looking at the evidence and just being absolutely flabbergasted that Trump is trying to say that this is a rebellion and that that the troops need to be under him. This could also be he's very disappointed that the appellate court stayed his ruling and said, no, Trump can still have control over the National Guards until we meet. But I think what this is secretly it's a good thing, even though on the outside it doesn't feel like a good thing. The energy underneath it is the 3 of Pentacles. The cross is the 3 of Pentacles. So it's just the appellate court wants to have time to really kind of look at this and basically put a put some boundaries around this. Maybe further clarify what qualifies as a rebellion, so that this doesn't play out in state after state after state. Energy underneath it is the devil. I think what it is they're trying to limit Trump's power, but they don't want to. They want to be very methodical about it, because this is probably going to end up at the Supreme Court. So they want to put something together that's very airtight. That will, if the Supreme Court decides to take it, that it's airtight. It'll be upheld. In the past, you got the Queen of Swords. This is definitely Charles Breer coming back and saying, this is not protesters. Having a protest is not the same as trying to overthrow the government. Even if there's some violence in the protests, you're setting a car on fire or whatnot, that is not trying to overthrow the government. Current energy is Temperance card. So once again, the Ninth Circuit trying to find some balance, trying to let things kind of calm down, and find something that kind of lowers the temperature a bit. Overarching energy is the Two of Pentacles, trying to find the balance. It's all about balance, finding the right solution to neuter Trump's initiative to just ignore all laws and just do whatever the hell he wants. The lesson to be learned is Seven of Swords. Don't let them steal your rights. This is just an outright theft of people's civil rights, and the Ninth Circuit is going to my gut feeling is the Ninth Circuit is going to uphold the judge's ruling, but they need a little bit of time to think about it. They don't want to be rash. They want to be thoughtful about it. So that's the energy around it. That's, I'm kind of interjecting my own opinion on things, so I apologize for that. But let's see how the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is feeling on this. Which way are they leaning at this point? Let's shuffle this up. Okay. Dave and I did a just a kind of a fun potato chip reading when Trump was having his little Dear Leader military parade. There was some speculation that the fake Melania was the one that attended the parade. So we did a little fun video on that. So you may get 2 videos today. What I'll do is I'll schedule the Melania one to come out, but I'll have it come out like midday, because it's just really kind of fun and snarky and not meant to be taken too terribly seriously. And we kind of had to rush it a little bit. Dave was he had an event that he was going to, and he was kind of running out of time, so he was trying to rush me along. And hey, Punk, how's it going, buddy? So it might not be the best reading we ever did, but it was kind of fun. It wasn't meant to be super serious or life changing here. Okay, so how's the Ninth Circuit looking at this? What's their feeling on it right now? Okay, so, Four of Wands. You've got people protesting and shouting and carrying on. Most of it's very peaceful. It's like Creedence Clearwater Revival. Most have singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say "Hooray for our side." But the Four of Wands, they need to take some action. The Cross is judgment. They need to have a just ruling. And they also need to take action because this potentially is taking people's civil rights away, and it's taking away states' rights. And, the Republicans have always said how important states' rights are, except when it's something that they want to take away, right? Energy underneath it is a Chariot. This is a case that's going to move forward. And I think that's why they're going to take some time to look at this, because this case is not going to end at the 9th District. It's going to get appealed. Whatever ruling they make, it's going to get appealed, and it's going to ultimately go to the Supreme Court. Now, whether the Supreme Court takes it or not is another story. In the past, you got justice. Clearly, Judge Breyer felt that this was unjust, and he provided a just ruling. And that ruling was no. It's clearly has not met the threshold of a rebellion. Judge Breyer not being happy with the options out there. The appellate court is probably not happy with the evidence that's being presented by the prosecution, or by rather by the defense. It's basically saying that I don't think this meets the threshold. Not happy with this could also be the passions and the emotions of the protesters. They're not happy about some of it's not peaceful and there's a little bit of violence, but it's not meeting the threshold. Overarching energy is the emperor, but Trump wants his federal troops. He wants control over them because he wants to go after the protesters. And he's itching for martial law. He's just absolutely itching for it. The lesson to be learned is the Eight of Swords. Justice is supposed to be blind. Right now, they may feel that their hands are tied. Since we're looking at the energy of the appellate court, that's an interesting card to me. Because my first instinct is that they may overturn Judge Breyer because they feel they don't have a choice, but that doesn't feel right. I'm gonna have to come back. I may have to get a clarifier on that. The outcome is the star. This is about the justice. This is about democracy. This is about our civil rights. This just could be they got to figure out a way that you can avoid having your civil rights taken away from you. Oh, hello, punk. Was I in your way? Come over here. Come on. Come over here. Come on. Out of the way. Come on. Both you and your sister. Just as soon as a door opens in a room that they don't get to go into often, the curiosity takes over. So it's going to clarify what the lesson to be learned is the Eight of Swords. What do we need to know about the Eight of Swords? It's about getting people out of the country. It's heartbreaking, and Trump is just making false promises about it. So what this is probably the rhetoric around Trump saying that you have to give me the federal troops. That's I'm sure that's what it is. It's Trump's messaging that he needs control of the federal troops. That otherwise, how can how could my ICE agents do their job if people are calling them names and spitting at them? Oh, ICE agents have feelings too, and they do. I wonder how many are really happy about the job that they're being given. This has clearly become politicized targeting of their jobs. This isn't just, hey, go find people, undocumented people, and process them. This is target certain areas in certain cities and go after them because we have a quota of 3,000 arrests a day. And people are really upset by that, as you could tell by the No Kings protests, right? People are upset about that. And even some of the MAGA people are starting to get upset about it because they're losing the people that they've been relying on to do work for them. I saw some article today where there was some MAGA guy that, he lost like over half of his workforce. And he was saying some of these people are my friends. I've known them for, decades and now they're gone. It's like, yeah, but you signed up for this. What'd you think? The leopard was going to eat some other unknown person's face? And then Trump had the biggest bullshit statement. It's like, oh, we're going to get rid of these people, and then they're going to get deported, but then they're going to come back legally and work and everything will be great. It's like, really? How is that going to happen? Your complete focus is on getting rid of people. You've got no plan whatsoever about how you're going to bring these people back. And if you had a plan to give them a path towards citizenship, why in God's green earth are you deporting them forcibly, ripping them away from their families and their kids when your plan is to bring them back? Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. You just Trump, you're just such an idiot. I mean, my God, how dumb do you think we are? You know, the skin's not white, get rid of them. That's kind of how it works. You don't speak English without an accent, get rid of them. That's how this administration thinks. Okay, will this go to the Supreme Court, and what will the Supreme Court think? Okay, is it going to the Supreme? I'm going to give this one more shuffle. Sorry, David. You're not here to stop me. Will this go to the Supreme Court? Let's just do a little four-carder. Okay, we've got agreements. We got to come to an agreement. We've got to come. It's transactional agreements and then big picture agreements and relationships. It's about the democracy and our civil rights. It's about not being happy about the choices we're currently being given. And we've got to show strength. Yeah, I have a hunch that this is going to the Supreme Court. Those cards feel very Supreme Courty. That, you know, that this is something that it's so fundamental that they may take it. Okay, and if they take it, how are they going to rule on it? For entertainment purposes only. What do I know? Soon to be 60-year-old throwing tarot cards on a Monday night. Okay, if it goes to the Supreme Court, how are they going to rule? Are they going to put some controls around this to limit Trump's overreach? Okay, they're seeing. Okay, 7 of Cups. They could be seeing the crazy. All is not what it seems to be. There's confusion around this, mysteries, truth that needs to come out. This is a nightmare scenario. These are terrible cards. But a new action needs to be taken, and we have to create a new solution. Create something that works for everybody. Huh. Is that a yes or a no? Is that a yes? We got something new, a value, but we need to act quickly, and it's heartbreaking. We're suffering a lot of heartbreak, but we need to move forward, and we need to start taking new messaging and new actions to possibly limit the power of the emperor and give back and have a just system that gives back to people. That's fine. I think it feels like it's going to the Supreme Court, and it feels like there's going to be some deliberation on this. This isn't going to be yes or no. This is going to be, I have a hunch it's going to be putting a box around it. And then maybe, maybe it's like you can't do this unless you have some sort of plan to bring them back. I don't know. I really don't know. Well, I guess we'll have plenty of time to look at this in the future, right? All right. Thank you so much for watching. This will be one of 2. You should get 2 videos on Monday, or Tuesday rather. So, and then Dave and I are doing Taco Tuesday with Marina tonight. So you may get a trifecta of Twin Tarot tonight. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you like these videos. Subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll get woken up at midnight Pacific time with a new video or 2. And leave a comment. I read them all and respond to many. And let's give a couple of shout outs. Hey, Joy3. I'm just going through the people who've just recently left message. Hi, Joy3. Joy, you are a star. Joy she's very present in the comments section, and I think you're a star. And then we've got, Renee. Renee Red Noir. I think I gave you a shout out just recently too. And yeah, Renee's strong. Don't mess with Renee. She'll mess you up. And then we'll give a final one. So Catherine, Catherine Richard, who's kind of new to the channel. She's only got her second comment. She's saying that Trump should pay for the parade out of his own money, not out of America's money. You know what, Catherine? I agree. It was your birthday party. Yeah, find a little bit of balance there. And Punky wants to say hi too. Hi, Punk. You just, is everything passing your inspection? And a card for the rest of us. Let's just take the one right off the top here. What do you say, Punk? Okay, for the rest of us, we got the 2 of Cups. Just let's build some relationships. Find that common ground. I mean, There's so much division in this world right now. We really need to detox from this and just find some common ground. What do you say? Anything you'd like to add? Okay. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.